I don't know if you've kept up with Megan the Stallion news, and
No, what's she doing?
um, so she released a song called "Hiss" with a diss against Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj has a brother and a partner that were both like convicted for like sexual misconduct against children, and
Nicki
nobody
Minaj does?
Nicki Minaj does, and she like has kind of protected them and like she hates people talking about it. So Megan the Stallion said, "You really need to stop talking about Megan. You need to stop worrying about Megan. You need to start worrying about Megan's Law." In one of her disses, and it was like a sneak diss to the great and powerful Nicki Minaj, and this then prompted a young man who is a rap fan, particularly young white dude, super into Nicki Minaj, basically insulting her, making fun of her, saying, "Hey, Nicki Minaj sucks." No, nobody talks about this. That her brother and her husband are both like child predators
Uh
and
huh.
convicted of said crimes, and she's defended them, and like it's really fucked up, and that she has a ton of fans on Twitter and Instagram that go after her. Nicki Minaj responded to him and Megan the Stallion on Instagram Live. It's like
What do you
wild.
think about it, though? What's your little take on it?
My take on it, it's
Yeah.
just entertainment. It's internet entertainment. It's almost like the people aren't real. You know what I mean? It's like these people are so not real because then Nicki Minaj made a song about how she was making fun
Oh.
of Megan the Stallion for being shot by that guy. I forgot his name. Um,
Oh, like what if celebrities are just a thing because
they're just real
people
life bots.
people like celebrities because they're maybe they just don't think of them as being real. Maybe they can't really fully grasp that that's a real person, which is why people act so weird around celebrities and in when they meet them in real life.
Yeah, I almost go as far as to say they're not real because this is all a way for them to sell records. Like, there's no, these beefs, quote unquote, like are just they're ways to sell records. Like, and they work. They work.
You
It's
don't think that I'm sorry, you think that there's like a deal behind the scenes?
there has to be something where they both are laughing at each other, like laughing and being like, "Oh, this is so gonna help me sell records." I'm sure there's like a little bit of like a little bit of like hatred, but it's not like meaningful. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to put it.
Yeah.
Um, it's convenient. It's convenient. I don't like this person, but if I talk about them, I'm gonna get a lot of views and a lot of reactions. So this is it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna definitely talk about them, so I can get those reactions and make those extra monies.
Yeah. I and that's I mean this is kind of on the illusion of or delusion really of internet fame or fame in general.
Yeah. Those people, I don't know. Like at the end of the day, like I like Megan the Stallion because she likes like Naruto, and she's talked about that openly, and she's very attractive. So it's like, oh, cool, like girl that likes anime. That's cool. But like, I don't know. Nicki Minaj was had a track on Monster with Kanye West, and that makes me like her too. But
Uh-huh.
I bet they're both like, I don't know. Like I don't know. It seems so fabricated, and also like it's not like Nicki Minaj was hurting anybody. She just had to deal. It would be painful, dude. I don't know the type of pain I would feel to have a close family member or partner be convicted of something like that or be accused of something like that. Uh, I wouldn't know how to handle that. Painful, you know.
Yeah, you didn't do it, but you're kind of guilty by association.
Yeah,
You
if you especially if you're standing by them too.
well,
But
that's a whole I mean, you have to distance yourself.
yeah,
Um if you I mean, I don't how do you know? How does anyone know? Like how can anyone make the call when they haven't been in that person's shoes?
it's hard. Yeah, yeah. It's
I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I really like it's so easy for people to just say, "Oh yeah, you got to do this." It's like, "Oh, do you? When did you get some experience that I didn't have? Did I miss that class?" You know?
I think that's, yeah. I know if I was confident they did it, and I would probably, because of the fact that I trusted them and loved them, I would question decisions. You know, if I had kids, like having my kids around them, or like stuff like that, I would probably I don't know, I'd probably want to hurt them. Like I'd be scared. I'd be scared for other people in the family. I'd be like, well, who might they have victimized first?
Well,
'Cause,
aren't
you know,
aren't these people in jail?
I don't believe so. I believe she hired lawyers for these people, and like also because of the fact that like politicians and judges are usually the ones that get caught doing this stuff, the sentences are light in most states. I think there's some states now where like Texas will put you in jail for a while, um, but like those sentences have always been so light because they're crimes that mostly um, white people commit. But um, Nicki Minaj obviously and her brother are black, but um, the sentences aren't really long. But that registry is a death sentence. You know, some robbers use the registry to like victimize people.
Yeah.
Because who cares about, you know,
the registry, aka the coolest.
the VIP list
Yeah,
of society.
the cool list of cool people.
The coolest. They get a whole website dedicated to them.
Oh my god.
Something I've done. You talked about like looking up people on their phones and stuff. Have you ever looked up your local pedos? You have to.
This is a hot topic on this podcast.
Dude, I do all the time just to see what they look like.
Yeah, no, I've perused. I kind of check it out. I've favorited a few profiles.
Have you followed a few?
No, you don't follow them. You're just like, I'm gonna keep an eye out for this fella.
It's wild when you see like I saw an attractive woman on there. I was like, what did she do?
Yeah, it
And
doesn't.
they list the crimes out and shit.
You know what? I'll tell you what it never is. It's never just peeing. Like they make it seem like.
Like I was just peeing outside.
Yeah, it's never. You never find a guy on the cool list who's just peeing. It's never just peeing.
I highly doubt like you'd even get charged for that. But
They
so
say
much would have to
they
go
say
wrong.
it's a crime.
So much would have to go wrong. I have never peed outside in the longest time. I've
never. I don't even think you pee, as far as I know.
Yeah, I've never used your bathroom.
No.
6
months on this podcast, never once used the bathroom.
kind of need to go now, but I don't know if I want to change that streak.
No, you can't. You can't beat the streak.
Can't beat the streak.
I've never had anyone over this many times and never had them use the bathroom, and that's
Really?
props, dude.
Well,
I mean, granted, you're only here for
I'm
an
not
hour.
here for an hour. I get the hell out.
You're not like I had to pee 6 times.
Yeah, you guys should really see. We're recording this now. We're going.
Oh, we're in it now.
We're in it. Yeah, I get the fuck out of here sometimes. Except like if I have a day off the next day, I'll hang out. You know. If you look at the rest of the set here, there's a nice beanbag chair I lay down in.
I've seen him give a good lay.
I've laid down a little bit. It's weird doing this podcast and having my Mark Norman's face just staring at me.
Yeah, he's in the room.
He's just chilling.
Mark's in the room.
Mark's in the rooms. But nah, dude, it's one of my favorite things to do.
It's going on the cool list.
Looking up the cool list.
There's
Seeing
some
cool
really,
folks.
I mean, some of the pictures you're just like, geez, this is the picture the guy put up.
It's crazy when you see the ones who are smiling.
The smiling guys, the
folks.
smilers.
I almost want to pull
We're
it
not
up.
going to pull it up. We're not going to pull it up.
I want to see. But no, it's cool because like you walk by. I did it the first time I remember because I lived in a building with a guy who gave me vibes that I was like, oh, is he a cool guy?
Is he on the cool list?
How cool is this guy?
Yikes.
And I pull him up, and he's good. He's chill. He's just a deadhead that likes to smoke weed and chill.
Nice.
He's good.
No,
Is
that
that a
wasn't for you.
sign?
No, I had an itch.
Is that a signal?
I got an itch, man.
Is there a little signal?
No, I got a scratchy nose.
So this weekend, what you didn't do was go to a comedy show, right?
No, I didn't have any comedy on Saturday. Sunday, I really just wanted to watch football. That's
Oh,
all I wanted to do was watch football all Sunday, and I did that. I was like, listen, Amy, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm on this couch starting at 3 o'clock, and I'm rarely leaving it until 9
is Amy a
o'clock tonight.
football gal?
She doesn't. She'll watch, yeah. She's entertained by it, but she doesn't follow it.
I was playing Pal World while Courtney watched the game.
But both the teams that I wanted to win did in fact lose.
Yeah, Ravens and Detroit Lions. Eminem was at the show.
Of course, that's his
Eminem's the
team.
Taylor Swift of the of the Detroit
Yeah,
Lions.
him and Taylor. I mean, Taylor was just too strong.
Did you see the people booing him?
Well, he was flipping people off. I think
Yeah, but that's Eminem.
it is his vibe.
That's a real Slim Shady.
Yeah, he's.
They're a bunch of stands.
I guess so.
They're in the stands. These stands in the stands. How dare they disrespect Slim Shady?
The GOAT. I'm just kidding. I don't.
He is the GOAT.
Is
He's
he the
top
GOAT?
5 rapper. I believe he's in my top 5.
He's
If I
pretty
were-
good.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Eminem, pretty good rapper.
Pretty good. Pretty. You know what? Mo approved. Mo approved rapper.
Probably
the
never
Ravens
said
lost too.
Probably never said the N word either on an album.
He did. I think he did.
I don't think.
I think
he
there's
did.
a recording
I
out there of him potentially having said it early on in his career.
I don't
but
believe it.
I don't know. I feel like Eminem gets one. He gets one.
Does Kid Rock get one?
No, Kid Rock
'Cause
gets
he got one.
punched in the throat.
He got one on his 1998 debut major label album, but hey,
Oh, it's fine. You know, it's fine.
he buried it in a 12-minute song at the end of the album.
We'll get him later.
We will.
So, Ravens, I heard blew it. Who blew it the hardest? Because I think
They
someone had a lead and they blew it.
yeah. Well, they both. I mean, the
Was it
Ravens
17 at one point?
both the teams that were favored to win lost.
Mm.
I'm sorry, that's not true. That's a lie.
Because San Francisco was favored,
Yes, they won.
Yeah.
They were favored to win, and they won. But at one point in the game, the Lions were favored to win when they were up 24-7,
Oh, that's the and they blew it, right?
and then they lost 34-31, and it's because the coach, which I mean, what am I? Am I a couch coach? I'm a coach.
You're an armchair quarterback.
I'm an armchair coach. I'm a couch coach. But so I'm over there. I'm watching this game, okay? And I'm not gonna claim to be a coach, but I'll say this:
You look like you could be an NFL coach right now. Look at that.
I would
outfit.
love
You could
to be.
coach.
Maybe if I tore these sleeves off, do a little Belichick.
R.I.P.
No, This is my opinion, okay? If you're up by 2 scores and you have a 4th and kind of long and you're in field goal range and that'll put you up 3 scores, you probably should kick that field goal because that means the other team has to possess the ball 3 times scoring. That's pretty hard to do. And if you get a 3-score lead, it's pretty hard to lose that lead. And they lost it. I mean, they were up. They had the 3-score and they lost it.
What do you think it was? Do you think it was hubris, or do you think it was just they were just maybe shocked they got that far and they just didn't know what to do?
I don't know, man. I didn't follow the Lions enough this year to know what it was they did wrong, but apparently that's just how the guy coaches, and this year he coached like that and it got him to the championship game. Maybe you switch things up for the championship game. Maybe it's like a different style thing. Maybe he didn't have the experience. Maybe he should have kicked some field goals when he had the opportunities to tie the game. It's tough to see. It's tough to see when the team you want to win loses. Granted, I mean, why do I want them to win? Why did I want them? Because they were, they've never won. They've never won a Super Bowl.
It'd be interesting.
And I'm sure the same thing that happened in 2002 when the Patriots were playing in the Super Bowl, and they'd never won a Super Bowl, and they're playing against this huge favorite team, and they won. And I'm sure that was really exciting for like everybody that like. I bet you everybody that wasn't a Rams fan that game was a Patriots fan. No one was like, "Oh, let's just see the really good team that's like projected to win. Let's see them win it." You know? No, you want the underdog. I always want the underdog. Who doesn't want the underdog?
You want the Rocky to win.
You want Rocky.
You do, and that's where I came from as a very passive watcher because of Courtney. She's super into football. She's the same way. She said, I just want something different. And she was like, exact same comment. But I bet people felt like this, whenever the Patriots were really good playing against a team. Like, they're like, well, we're freaking sick of
when they hadn't won a Super Bowl yet and the Patriots were in it, it was very exciting.
The Eagles. I remember the Eagles win got me a little into football when they won the first time in a long time, right?
I think that was the first
ever.
No, I don't think it was their first one ever, but it was like the first one in a really long time.
The big Eagles win where they burned down the city.
Yeah, where they burned the city down and they started over it again.
They just started over. But you kind of like that. Now it's kind of boring, right? It's between San Francisco and the Chiefs, right?
Which the Super Bowl happened 5 years ago now?
I only remember because
4 years ago. 4 years ago, the same Super Bowl happened.
This is the same Super Bowl?
Same matchup.
And who, Chiefs won? Or?
Chiefs won, but the 49ers had the lead.
When was the last time the 49ers won?
96.
Oh, so there's a lot riding in this.
Oh, yeah. They've won a bunch of times. They won a ton in the 90s. They won I want to say they won 3 times in the 90s, which is a lot. They won a couple, maybe once or twice in the 80s.
How is officiating? Because right now NBA's in the NBA world, everyone's pissed off at officiating.
It's always gonna be bad. But what really was terrible was the Ravens. This guy Zay Flowers. He just was trying too hard and playing stupid. He's a rookie, really talented, and he got a huge catch, got him down to I think it would have been first and goal. It was they got him down within the 10 or really close to the 10, and the guy that tackled him, it was a 50-yard. I don't think it was a 50-yard play or something. The guy who tackled him. He once he gets up, he pushes the guy who tackled him down again, and then he spikes the ball and spins it right by his head and says some stuff to him, and they gave him a flag and a 10-yard penalty for taunting. And I'm just why did you do that? You're so stupid. You're so stupid for doing that. You
also forget they're young.
He's young.
They're very young.
He's a young guy. He's a rookie. He thinks he's hot shit.
Also,
and he is. He's a good player.
It's hard too because a lot of these players, it sucks to dehumanize them and call them horses, but it's you know what I mean? But they're horses, you don't want to scare them and ruin their confidence. You don't want to really hamper on some of that swagger. John Morant. John Morant's a beast in NBA, crazy basketball player, and he got in a bunch of trouble for flashing guns. He flashed a gun at a 19-year-old, I think. He just constantly flashing guns, and everyone was judging him and going after him. But this guy's so young. You give him a bunch of money, but it's it's messed up what he's doing. But a part of that, him being crazy enough to flash a gun at people, be a gangster, try to do that, that's why he's not afraid to be as short as he is, to jump in front of these big dudes and slam dunk in front of them and go right into the paint and do these outrageous maneuvers, because he has all that swagger and craziness in him. That's a part of the greatness, man. Too.
It's not, though, because guys that do tendencies like that, bad things happen.
Bad things happen, premature death, but... he's
murder.
Great. He's a very good player.
Sure.
But a part of that wildness.
You know who else is really good?
Who?
This guy, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Really good football player.
And he had that killer instinct.
He
but,
did.
Like, think about this.
You know who else is really good? Aaron Hernandez. Really good.
Amazing
Very
football player.
good football
Yeah.
player.
Yeah. And innocent. The CTE did it.
Yeah,
You know, it
blame
wasn't
that.
It was CTE. I had a joke one time about how I have a brother who's like 6'7", and like 350 pounds. And he played football, and I always joked how, like, you know, some people like say, like, you know, if they're gonna get into a fight, I'm gonna call my big brother. Like, I just call my little brother. Like, I call him out like a Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
here we go, Nigachu. And I compared him to a Pokemon, and I was like, you know, his special talent is CTE, but that didn't age well.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm funny. But I feel like these athletes, though, you can't hit their confidence too hard. Like, that's a dumb thing that that player did.
You know what else he did? He
What?
screwed up like one of the next plays too.
Mm.
They gave him the ball. I think he got the ball and
He's a running back, receiver,
and they throw him the ball. He has it in his hands. He's running towards the end zone.
Mm.
Fumbles the ball because he's reaching out to get across the goal line. Fumbles it into the end zone. The other team gets it. Touchback. They lose possession. They score no points.
Jeez.
That guy, I mean...
That guy got beat up.
Well, yeah. Well, what they did to the poor kicker over in Buffalo, he had to like shut off all of his social media because he missed a field goal.
Oh yeah, dude.
But I mean, like this guy. It's so funny because he's just back on talking. He's like, yeah, you know, I feel, you know, like I messed up things, but these are my guys. They got my back. It's like you don't hear anything. I haven't heard anything about his social media getting blown up, like threatening to kill him.
Oh,
and stuff.
I'm sure it's blown up, and it happens in different ways. Like, because it happens all the time when teams like that really mess up, or if like even if they don't mess up, sports fans are scary.
Dude,
Like,
yeah,
in the whole world, like the World Cup, FIFA World Cup, the last World Cup. It was France versus was it Portugal? I think it was.
Let's say Portugal.
Or was it Argentina? It was Argentina.
Let's say Argentina.
And they're facing Argentina, and they're against. It's Messi versus Mbappe, who's like the best football player in the world, and there's Messi, a legend, and they lose. France loses in a shootout. I had a joke about it when it came out. I was like, it was funny that the all-black team, mostly black team, lost in the shootout. But it was a wild last game. It was a wild last game. It's like worth rewatching.
They call him Mo. He's got a joke about it.
I had a joke about it. But Mbappe, after he lost, French fans were calling him a monkey. They were going real racist. They were loving him.
Is that a Hanson song?
Huh?
Is that by Hanson? Mbappe?
Did I pronounce his name wrong? It's
I don't
Mbappe. Mbappe.
You remember
Mbappe?
Crazy you ever heard of that song by Hanson?
Player. No.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It's like it was like White Jackson's.
Oh. But no, it's wild for like fans of a sport get real mean, dude.
Yeah.
In Europe they get real racist.
You should have seen the under 14 boys soccer league parents that were in when I played youth soccer.
They were really bad.
Yeah. They got really into it. I mean, they were threatening to kill the coach.
Ooh. Did they do it?
He's dead. No, he's fine.
I'm glad. I'm very happy. Yeah, I played basketball and some sports as a kid. I was more debate team. I got really into debate team, but I never really got sports as a kid. Like, I didn't understand the rules.
I wish debating.
It's too stupid.
I wish debating had the same following as major league sports teams, or pro sports teams.
They do though. Like, they became podcasters. They became
but
like Ben Shapiro and like freaking Destiny.
I want to go see Ben Shapiro at Gillette Stadium debating.
Destiny.
Who's his polar opposite? Who's the
Destiny? Destiny's his polar opposite.
Who's Destiny?
Destiny was one of the first like popular Twitch streamers. He used to play StarCraft, and he played like League of Legends and a bunch of other games.
And he's the anti-Ben?
He moved on to doing political commentary.
Okay.
Because he used to be, his family's really right wing, like born in Nebraska.
He's far left.
And then he became far left.
Okay, so he's far left. Ben's Well,
yeah,
Ben's
they
not
had a
even-
debate. This happened.
I don't think Shapiro's even far right.
Oh, he's far right.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not insane. He's not a Trumper. He's not.
Yeah, he's not like totally off the
he's
rails.
Pretty adjacent. He's a weird conservative.
Oh, he's got some cool ideas. I'm just kidding.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro, we love you. We'd love to have you on the pod.
Well, it's funny. He he's debating some tougher folks nowadays, because he used to get through. You know what? I'll say Ben Shapiro is better than someone like Crowder, whatever his name is. Freaking something Crowder.
Well, I think Shapiro practices what he preaches, and I think he's the same guy off camera as he is on camera.
I don't think so.
Whereas I think Crowder is
a douche.
Is a bit like just a piece
Awful
of
guy.
shit,
Yeah.
asshole.
That video, oh man, that video
where
of
he's
him like just
yelling at
going
his
after
pregnant wife?
like
What
that.
That guy should just not have any. Is he divorced now?
I think he is. Like,
I mean,
she
I would
use that in the divorce.
She should get all of his money and.
You know, on his podcast, he has Brendan Callen and all those people on there. He has
Brian Callen.
Brian Callen. My bad. I mixed him with Brendan Schaub because of Fighter.
They're the
Kid.
same guys.
Yeah,
It's
they're just white dudes.
just white.
But
whites.
like, he has a. They talked about how he has a button. His old co-host said there's a button in the podcast that show that like Bright just says like, "Don't talk," so that he can monologue.
Okay,
and it's
I need
like
to get
communicate,
that.
Just like
We should both get that. Where it's just like don't talk right now.
Oh no, but it's like only he can press it, and when that light's on, you have to be quiet. And there are videos when they found out about it, fans and people were like going looking at old episodes and they're like, "Oh my god, why is Callan quiet right now?" Because of that button.
He's
push.
monologuing.
You could see him hit the button, but
that's a good. That's yeah.
You know,
that's cool.
My favorite YouTube channel nowadays is Lex
Friedman.
Yeah, I like him. He I don't understand his message because he's like, it's all about peace, love, and it's like, I don't know, like he's kind of a weird dude because
He
like
is a
ask
very weird
interviewers
dude.
like, what about love? Like what? You're with Netanyahu
Maybe
right
okay.
now.
Well, you know what it is. It's like he might be one of these like crazy chess player type mentality guys, where he butters you up with a certain question to try to get you to like open your mind up to something else. Like maybe he gets you thinking one way so that he can get, a more genuine response, or because I've listened to some stuff.
He's a smart guy. He's an incredibly intelligent dude.
I mean,
so
any
like,
guy that wears a suit on a podcast is okay in my book.
But I think like he went to MIT, or he works for MIT at least, and he like builds robots. He's like, that's why I like.
Is that his day job, a robot builder?
I like his interview style. I think I forget if we talked about this before, but I feel like the best interviewers nowadays are people who have accomplished something that interview somebody famous who also has accomplished something, and they have that mutual respect. And I feel like you get a better interview. Like Club Shay Shay, everyone respects Unc, Shannon Sharp. That's how he can be in a room with like Cat Williams, feel like an equal. Cat Williams is fanboying. He's like, "How would you feel if somebody did this when you were running them balls, boy?" And like they have that conversation. Like that's the same with Lex, because he's like accomplished in his own right in something. He could be someone that should be interviewed by somebody else.
I think that's why our podcast works.
Be next to someone. Yeah, we don't interview people. That's good because we're not.
We have
important.
that respect for each other, and we could just kind of do.
We do have that respect for one another. I respect you a lot.
I get a lot.
I glaze you.
Yeah.
You know what glaze means?
It's probably some cool hip term.
Do you know what girth maxing is?
Yeah, I think my dad told me about that.
Do you know what gooning is?
Yeah. I invented gooning. Okay. Oh yeah. I've been gooning since '98. I'm a gooner.
Dude, I gotta say these Gen Zers, these kids have some of the best slang out right now.
Yeah, because they have social media.
They got the good slang right now, dude.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we didn't have that.
We had kick rocks.
It was slow. Oh. It was a slow burn. The slang, it all originated from movies. Like, movies invented slang and phrases and stuff. Like, and then we all watched the movie, and then we all shared that.
Yeah, or like those specials, comedy specials were. That's one thing too. It's like things don't feel special anymore. Like they don't feel like, like there isn't.
Are we about to have
the movie that everybody watched? Like there's too much media, man.
Yeah,
too much. There's too much music. There's too much movies. Too many video games. It's like for me, I love video games, but I start cracking into a game and I get really into it. Then all of a sudden, that new shiny object comes through.
That's why we got to get hit with World War III. Kind of limit our entertainment for a while.
You're ready for it. You got all these books, DVDs.
I've got DVDs. I got books. I've got
VR.
I've got VR. The battery's gonna die.
You're charging that right now. I see it.
Yeah, why wouldn't I? It was it said, hey, it says when there's an update, put it on the charger. Don't be an idiot. But yeah, no, it's good to. I like having some physical media in case everything goes crazy and we lose the internet forever. I mean, would we lose electricity too? Probably.
But you have generators, and
I don't think I think if things go bonkos, I think we're leaving Maine, man.
Where are you going?
South.
Warmth.
You gotta go somewhere warm.
Yeah.
Can't make it up here. I mean, unless I become an outdoorsman overnight and I learn how to like skin wolves and stuff, and I can like, wear a wolf outfit, which I would look pretty good in.
You would.
I mean, come on, man. You'd be my friend.
And you like kill a baby wolf for
my
your
outfit.
Kid?
No, for mine.
For your kid's outfit. It's just like, oh man.
I feel bad because it's like, oh, my kid, they grow so fast. You keep gotta getting after these wolves that.
Hey, do you remember this obscure time called like 2020 pandemic? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
So at that time I was living in Portland, in downtown Portland, and I was living in a building with this amazing singer. She's doing a residency at Space Gallery right now, and she had hit me up when I think it was just before January 6th or after, and she's like, Mo, when shit goes down, because we all genuinely felt like shit was going to go down soon, she's like, my boyfriend has guns and he's a good white guy. We just go with him. We're going to go north with him, man.
North?
And she's like, we're going to take you. Because they have like a compound or something out north or something. She's like, we're going to take you. We've already talked about it.
Yeah,
we're going to take you with us.
I know who to go to. I got my people. I got my gun folks that I know if the shit goes down, I can trust them.
I was thinking about buying a gun. I was actually torn, and you helped me. I was either going to buy a gun or VR. And I think you really kind of helped me make my decision there.
VR?
VR.
You're getting a VR.
Yeah, and then I'm going to get a gun in VR.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, I mean, if you get rid of the options, if people just have I think people need to stare at a rock every once in a while. We don't do that anymore. We're so overstimulated, we don't share in a moment anymore. People are always distracted by a phone. And that's one cool thing about a podcast is we're not distracted by our phones. We're kind of like, we're in it.
It is. I do appreciate this time where it's like we're in it, we're chilling. Also, the older I get, I do appreciate time where I can kind of disconnect from the internet in particular, maybe not devices. Like it's nice to just pop headphones on and listen to a book or something while I walk my dog. And like just watch her be silly, or like recently sometimes when I'm really busy and I'm working from home and I'm tired, I just walk away from my desk for like 10 minutes and just hug my puppy and don't look at anything.
I know, that's because work sucks.
It does, but you have to do it. I feel like you have to have a good attitude while you do it too, so you get through it. I don't get people that like to suffer like in agony. Like they really want to make it really bad and like be really sad about it when you can just
people that
grin and
complain.
bear it.
These people that complain about their jobs all the time. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's called get a new one.
I'm not that out of touch. Like it's hard to get a new job sometimes.
But
like,
you're not one of those
options.
complainers. You're not someone that just that's their go-to mode. Like I know a lot of people like they complain about their job a lot. You're just like, what are you doing? Like when I was having problems with a job, it was a tough call, but I made the call and I got a new job.
I remember we talked about that a lot too.
But I'm glad
off pod.
Yeah, I'm glad that I got a new job and it's working out for me.
But you have a cool job. We can't really talk about it, but I feel you have a really cool job.
I like my job. It's a good job. They treat me right, I feel valued.
Oh.
They respect my opinion. It's a good, it sounds like basic stuff that you would expect, but that's not a lot of jobs.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
That's not a lot of jobs that have that.
I think exact words that came out of my mouth recently to somebody was, if you're going to participate in capitalism, this company is the one to have to do it with.
Is that what you said about your job?
Yeah, because I feel like they're ethical. They do a lot of the same thing. Like, hey, it sucks. We'll try to get through it. We compensate you well. I'm taken care of, thankfully, and it's like. It's nice, even though like a part of me feels like I'll work for myself one day. I don't know how long, but one day I'll do something for myself because I feel like that's.
Does that mean like you'll order your food and go pick it up yourself, like it's Uber?
You'd be proud of me, man.
Yeah, Uber Eat yourself.
I went to a drive-in.
I
drove right in. I picked it up. Nah, dude.
Drive-in?
Drive.
You got takeout?
I drove through.
You drove through, so you got fast food.
Yeah.
What'd you get? Wendy's.
McDonald's.
You got McDonald's.
I do like McDonald's.
Do you like? I got McDonald's a week ago.
But I've been cooking more. I've been So have you watched? There's a great Netflix show right now about the twin study. It does like a twin study about different diets. So they have one doing a carnivore diet, one doing a like more plant-based vegan diet, and
what's the results?
Pretty obvious, man.
Okay.
Vegan for the win. In most cases, some people who are having a balanced meat diet were doing better in some health indicators, but primarily for like me and my concerns, like cholesterol and like diabetes risks were minimized with a vegan diet. So I feel like that's really the move. So I'm eating more plants. I've been sneaking it in more. I'll blend like spinach and chickpeas and a bunch of other plants and put it into a Japanese curry. Yeah. And it tastes amazing. And it's like...
Is it like domo arigato?
Yeah, it's like domo arigato, put me in your mouth, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice.
It's good with some white rice, not brown rice, because we don't like brown rice.
Yeah, whenever I'm at Chipotle and they're like, kind of rice you want? And you're like, white?
Yes. Give me the white
I'm pretty sure they keep putting that same brown rice out every day. They're like, because no one's buying it.
White rice,
keep
black
heating it up.
Beans... Best combo.
Yeah.
That's Who gets brown beans?
I've gotten the pinto beans before. If I need to mix it up.
I want them black beans. Is your that's a boring question. I was gonna ask, what's your Chipotle order? Walk me through it. That's like how many times did it take you to get the Wordle?
Yeah. No, that's like this is a cry of desperation and like
this is trying to connect.
If you are bringing up what your order is in Chipotle, you have a serious problem, and you need to take a look at your life and you shouldn't ask yourself:
order from Chipotle.
Are you
Chipotle's
living?
It's too expensive. I'm anti-Chipotle right now.
It's too expensive. It's like one of the cheapest things you can get.
Oh, it's not. Oh my God, no.
Oh, are you getting guacamole? Are you getting queso?
It's like, dude, $20 for a burrito is not cheap.
That's not how much my burrito is.
How much is your burrito?
Like $10.50.
Where?
Chicken burrito.
Oh, you're not getting the double meats?
Dude, yeah, of course. Yeah,
they never put enough meat in there.
They put enough meat.
For you.
Yeah, for me.
It's funny, I'm talking about going plant-based. I'm like, they don't put enough meat in my burrito.
Yeah.
I want more meat in my burrito.
They call him plant-based Mo. There's never enough meat in my plant-based burrito.
I need more plant-based. I do eat more plants now because my girlfriend is pescatarian.
Is it a plant if the cow you're eating was eating an apple? Yeah. What? If it's eating an apple when you slay it, do you call it plant-based?
No.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think you do. But if it's eating a pear, it's gay. I don't know what else to talk about except for the fact that I have to pee now. Like to use your restroom. I want to break the streak.
No, you can't. You got to go outside. And then I'm calling the cops, and you're going to get on that list. You're getting on the cool list.
You're getting on the cool list.
I'm going to get
messed up.
Mo arrested on the list forever. Has to every 6 months has to take a new selfie of him. And it's like, it just says Mo arrested. Crime, just peeing.
Just peeing. Man, oh man. Football. I was playing Power World.
Yeah, no, nothing's changed.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing has changed.
No, it has changed. I got VR.
You convinced me to get
this
VR.
This is VR Keith. This is what he looks like.
This is VR.
No, I got it a week ago, and my friend at an open mic was just like, "Oh, you just got VR." He's like, "I can tell you look a little out of it." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I looked at myself in the mirror, and I noticed all my eyes had rolled back, and it was just white pupils. So I knew what he was talking about. Just like
Satan. I met Andrew Donnelly. Hosted a comedy show this last weekend in Brunswick. Shout out Ian MacDonald.
Old McDonald's.
Yeah, it was a cool show. Very weird show though, because one audience member was like, he heckled or something. He was like, "Oh," and then I was like, "What's going on with you two over there?" And he's like, "My buddy over here has 4 hoes." And I'm like, "What? 4 hoes?"
I hate hecklers, dude. I hate they think they're so funny.
I misheard them, but yeah, they do think they're very funny.
They think they're so funny, and they just say something that is just so completely unrelated to whatever's happening. It doesn't contribute. It just like ruins the whole vibe.
Some hecklers are good though. The best heckle I've ever had, I have it on recording, is I have a bit about how I have a white girlfriend. She's a skinny white woman. We decided to flip the script. You know, it's a play on black men dating overweight white women. It's a flip where I'm overweight and she's skinny. And usually the crowd laughs, and they did, except one black gentleman in the corner was like, no way, no. And I was like, why? And the way he said it was like kind of like a no way, like, you know, like, why are you dating a white woman type accusatory thing? And I was like, oh, I kind of deserve that, as I was rolling with it. But that was the funniest heckle because everybody laughed at him way harder than my joke because he was like not approving of my interracial relationship.
Well, okay, well, cool. Feel free to heckle Mo.
Especially if it's about my interracial relationship.
If you go to Mo's show,
things black men can do that white men can't do. Because a white dude can't get up and be like, no way. You with a white woman? That's not cool. But a black man can do that. Or,
I can
but
say
a black
it.
women can do it.
I
black
can
women
say that.
can do it and it's funny and accepted.
Yeah, that's all right. No, it's whatever, man. I mean, if you want to get heckled at your show.
You've never had a good heckler, man? Like, there have been funny hecklers. I've had plenty of funny hecklers. Like, I'm like, they say something funny. Yeah.
No, I haven't.
You don't consider them a heckler at the moment because you're like, they're just reacting to your bit, but they're technically a heckler because they're talking during your bit.
I mean,
they're
we did a show together just last week, and you were filming some guys that were like trying to heckle me, or they weren't even heckling.
And you rolled them right in, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
you
fun.
Roasted one of them. I think. What did you say? One of the dudes. We have it on recording. We'll probably post it on here at one point. But it's like
I could put it up. If you send it to me.
I forget. You said which one of your friends is gonna die first?
Yeah. I said, you know all these losers? And he's like, oh, yeah, they're my friends.
They listen to the podcast. They all added me, and they one of them listened to the podcast before the show. One of the guys you were heckling, and they all added me on Instagram too.
That's even better. That's too good.
They might be listening to this.
Yeah, I hope so. And they get to see their one last time to shine on the old screen here. We'll see.
You replacing the screen?
I might put them on there. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Nah, dude. Some hecklers do suck. Like, I remember, dude, were you at Empire when this happened?
I don't know. You haven't said what it is.
So when I was first starting stand-up, me and Keith met each other at Empire Comedy Club back in like 2019 when they were doing open mics every Monday night. And I was just starting to learn how to do stand-up, and I was friends with the art community in Portland, especially like artists of color. And one of my friends was like had a position at a nonprofit, and her and another friend of mine who's a local rapper went to my open mic. They were like, we want to watch you perform, we want to see what you do.
Oh, I know what this was.
And Marco and her sit down, the rapper, and they're chilling, and I go up and I do my set, and she heckles me a little bit, but she's been drinking all night, so she's getting more and more fierce.
Yeah, I remember.
She heckled me, her friend, and I just rolled with it, and she let me go, and we finished my set, and I sat back down, and she started to violently heckle every comic until the end of the night.
One in particular, there was an issue.
Allie York. Oh,
I was going to not say the name, but...
Allie would be cool with this. I shouldn't have said her name, but I can message her and ask, but...
No, but...
Poor girl.
She goes, you're not funny. Which is like a brutal heckle.
And Allie was working new material, and... I remember the joke because she was talking about how she's bisexual and she was in a non-monogamous relationship, and she was joking about how she was currently trying to date more women over men. And she's going through her premise, and you're working through your material, and the person who's sitting next to me is just brutal to her, saying, you're not funny, you suck. Then another comic goes up, and she goes after him.
No, and then she went on stage.
Oh no, that's another comic comes up.
Okay, yeah. All right.
It took two comics of her heckling, and then the host at the time is like trying to talk her down, and I'm sitting next to her. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck's happening? I got my head down, and the host is like, well, if you think you can do this, come on up and do it. And I'm in the back, like had gone away at this point.
Didn't you leave? I remember you leaving at one point. Like, you left before it was over, right? Because you were I need to go.
I stayed till the end because I went to the bar to hide a little.
Didn't she leave or something?
It keeps going, yeah. So he's like, come up and do it. I'm in the back like, really, this is not someone you want to give a mic because she's gonna do it. And she says yes. And she stands up, grabs a mic, and she starts making fun of everybody, and people start heckling her. It gets really bad. And the saddest thing was there was this... older Cambodian woman who was starting to go to the open mics, and her husband was a prison guard, and they had gone to shows at Empire, and because of those shows, we had interacted with her. She wanted to hang out at Empire and do stand-up, so she was coming out doing open mics, and it was crazy to see this older, super experienced Cambodian woman who's experienced a bunch of crazy things in life have the opportunity to go on stage and express herself. And she starts getting real mad at my friend at the time because she was heckling everybody, and she started heckling her. And then they start getting into it really badly to the point where the Cambodian woman's like, well, if you want to fight, let's fight. And they start going downstairs.
Oh, that's right.
About to fight. So they're both kicked out. Her husband's grabbing her, trying to get her out. My friend's trying to fight her, who's like a very skinny woman compared to this also slender but a little... She looks stronger. If I had to bet in a fight between the two, I'm going to pick the lady who went through something in Cambodia versus my friend at the time. And
for sure.
And then I look at Lucas and I'm like, am I kicked out? And he's like, no, you couldn't control that. And he's like, nobody could control that. But
Dude.
that was the
Brutal.
wildest thing. It was so wild that friends of mine that weren't there were reaching out to me about it. And I've never told this part of the story. When I left, for some reason I walked with them.
Moki time exclusive right here.
And we fucking end up at my place with all of them. Afterwards, because we go to her place and then she says, no, I'm too drunk. I can't go home. My mom's going to get mad at me.
My mom?
Yeah, her mom was staying over with her. She has her own place. This woman's a grown woman. And she's like, let's go to Mo's place. And we go to my place and we have a few more drinks. And I'm just like so confused of like what I felt victimized. She kept apologizing to me in the weirdest way. And then they all left. It was just the weirdest encounter. And I still talk about it with my friend Marco because he was sitting next to her the entire time. All he needed was popcorn. He never moved away sitting next to her. He hyped her up the entire way through. And he calmly walked out at the end. He enjoyed every minute of all the drama. He still thinks this is the funniest thing.
Wow, good for him, man. And...
Yeah.
And for the listeners, speaking of Empire Comedy Club, got a couple of cool things. Well, I guess one pretty cool thing that anyone listening can go to. We have a show called Cut Your Teeth. Have you heard of this show?
Yeah, maybe.
It's kind of like a heckle mic in a way. So the premise of this show is it's Ben Chadwick and myself. And
funny guy, Chadwick.
And another comedian.
He's a daddy now too.
Sure is. Sure is.
Two dads.
Couple of dads and another comedian. Actually, this time also going to be a dad, Alex Giampapa, a Boston guy. He's going to be up that night, and he's doing the early show. He's headlining, and then he's going to do the heckle mic. So we all do 10 minutes up top. Then we go on stage, and then we get a list of comics that come up, and they all get to do 3 minutes. And
I could kill Tony.
In the 3 minutes, they get 1 minute uninterrupted, and then 2 minutes where if they're bombing, they can be heckled, either by the people on stage with them or the audience. Last time we did it, big success. People had a great time. I mean, really funny. Audience was loving it. We were all loving it. All the comics that got heckled, all the guys that came up, they were all great.
I feel like I want to go like wearing a dress and like have like one boob out and like just like with a katana and just be like,
you love shit. The katana. You just wanna get arrested. You wanna so badly be arrested for possessing a weapon.
It would ruin my life to get arrested, but it would be worth it if on all the paperwork it says brandishing katana at comedy club. I would fight.
Yeah, you don't want.
I would rock that mug shot.
I could see it, but nonetheless, February 24th. It's a Saturday night. It's gonna be a blast. It's a late show, 10 o'clock
You're
show.
really selling it. It's gonna be a blast.
It is, man.
It's gonna be so fun.
It was hilarious.
You will slap your knees. It's going to be so fun. This has been Mo Keith Time, NPR. Salutations. February 12th, I'm doing a show at Empire.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it any cool theme to it?
I don't know. Lucas was like, "You want to do a show on the 12th?" I'll be like, "Yeah, Dad."
All right, well, there you go. That's what it is. Yeah. But, no, I just want to let everybody know that if you want to do comedy or you've never done it before and you want to sign up, 3 minutes, you can go do stand-up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I've never talked about it before, too, but if you guys are ever thinking about doing stand-up, dude, go to Main House of Comedy Sunday night. Open mic Thursday nights at Empire. This man runs an open mic.
Yep, Tuesday nights at Blue. Sign up at any time after 6:30. We start the mic at 9:30.
This is why Maine rocks for comedy, especially Portland, like the southern Maine area, because you get stage time. There are open mics that you can go to that you don't, you can genuinely get stage time and not have to fight for it. Versus like in other scenes that's not the case. You really gotta struggle. to get that time.
So true. So, if you want to do comedy, some people say move to LA or New York. I say move to Maine, get your stage time.
While you're in Maine, While
You
you're
know,
in Maine,
get a lobster roll, shuck an oyster. Have some fun,
Well, you can't perfect your craft if you're not getting stage time. Maybe
And you
if you're
can't-
better, you go to LA and all those places, but you gotta perfect your craft.
You can't perfect your craft unless you're in Maine. And I'm going to say that. I'm going to reiterate. Exactly. So
This has been NPR.
this has been NPR. This has been Mo Keith time. Have a great week. Enjoy the week, and we'll see you.
Play Pal World with me. I need friends, guys. Can you guys play Pal World with me? Can you join me? My Steam name is Sun Tzu, okay? Join me. Be my friend.
Be Mo's friend. Mo Keith time.
Okay, time. Sorry, I couldn't tell when our normal conversation began and when the podcast.
It still hasn't started yet.
Really?
We didn't start the podcast.
Ah, dude. Well, have fun shooting the podcast.